You know, people be rude. It's fine.
It's all good, Rebecca. Don't even worry about it.
We're just living our very best lives over here.
Don't
Again,
worry
it's
about it.
2024. That's 2023 behavior. That's what we're going to call it. I said it earlier. Somebody said something, I don't know, that I look unhealthy. And I was like, okay. I said, you know, she said, you know, something about, I don't know, unhealthy. And I was like, you know what's unhealthy? Your energy. That's 2023 energy. We're not bringing that into 2024. We need to leave that behind. And that's what we're doing. And I told you guys earlier that on my Instagram that I was going to work on like controlling my emotions, right? And being better about, and I told you this actually earlier in the live, that I was going to be better about like only like worrying about the things that I can be in control of, right? And I can't be in control of other people's emotions or thoughts. I just can't. So I'm not going to get upset about it because what's the point? I'm not going to live at that elevated level and stress myself out. So I'm going to just move on with my life like I've been. And that's what we're going to do in 2024. So if you guys see any of these trolls, we're just going to continue to ignore them.
Yeah, don't worry about
And
them.
the way that we just live our lives and just keep interacting with each other and enjoying our lives, we're just going to let them keep being miserable in their lives. I wish them well. The end. I don't even wish that they get another hobby at this point. The end. I'm not going to use my good juju and energy on that crap. So that's why I'm like, I think the past like week and a half, 2 weeks has really helped me just like zen out. You know what I mean? Like I have just been like so like at the top of my zen, and it's so nice like being here because it's like I learned like a lot, like quite a few years ago, like how to just let go of people and like for purposeful reasons and not let it hurt me. You know what I mean? And I figure if I can do that, right, with people that I cared about who either did me wrong or whatever, right, then I can definitely do it with people that I don't really give a flying poop about. So I'm gonna just keep being positive, keep being upbeat, and I'm gonna leave all that crap in 2023, and we're just gonna say that's 2023 behavior, that's 2023 energy,
Vibes.
and it's those vibes, and I'm just not here for it.
Nope.
And you know what I need to do? I need to come up with like wittier responses sometimes, like in person. Somebody told me, it was Carol Rose, she told me that when somebody says something to her that's like rude and she's thinking about like matching their energy, she just says, interesting. And the person will look at her, she said, with 10 heads because they can't quite figure out if she's being rude or if she's genuinely interested.
Yeah.
So they're not quite sure how to take it. And I'm like, thank you for that. Because I'm totally going to steal that. Like if somebody's like, oh my God, I hate you. And you'd be like, interesting.
What do you say back to that?
What do you say back to that?
Yeah.
You know, so thank you, Carol, by the way, for that, because it's so good. It's good information and it's hysterical. So I am here to like literally, Brianna, I love donuts for the record. I had donuts on the way home.
Donuts too.
I was so sad when my salty donuts were
I know.
were hard.
I tried to eat them at 2 a.m. and it didn't go well.
But all right, guys.
I was
So
salty about it.
I love salty donuts. If you guys ever go to Orlando, there's the Salty. It's like kind of in the outskirts of Orlando. They also have them in Dallas and in Miami. The salty donut, it is delish. 10 out of 10 recommend. We love the salty donut. And actually in Florida, there's quite a few locations. But I love the salty donut. Okay. All right, I'm just reading your comments, making sure I hit everybody. I got everybody. Mama. Christine, when you text me, I literally die half the time because your texts are so freaking funny. That's like, who is that? I'm like, it's freaking Christine. He's like, she's funny. I'm like, I know. You come up with the zingers. All right. That's nice. That's
nice.
It's nice. Oh, Kelsey, nothing that interesting happened. I'm going to be honest. We just ignored the trolls.
Yeah. It's easy.
That's all that. Now it's easy. Now that I've like, you know, again, like got into my zen and like regained like control of my emotions, I'm like, I'm good. Also, that lamp, it's either crooked or the lampshade is crooked.
What lamp?
That lamp. I'm like, is the lampshade crooked?
Lampshade's crooked.
Okay. I'm like, am I crooked? Maybe.
Well.
Interesting. No. That's nice. We're going to practice those, guys. All right, let me go. I'm going to post these to the app and the website after the live. If you need anything from me directly, please Instagram message me. It's the easiest way to get a hold of me. If you're planning on Instagram messaging me as something really, really rude, don't, because I'm not interested. Okay. If you have a customer service question and you haven't intercomed in yet, please intercom into Megan. If you have intercomed and I don't know, she's not responding, bump it. If it happens again where she doesn't respond, then reach out to me and let me know like, hey, Pam, I tried to intercom Megan. She hasn't gotten back to me, and please give her 24 to 48 hours to answer. But I don't know, let's say it's been a week and she hasn't answered, you bumped it, you know. Just intercom message me so I can look into the issue, okay? But other than that, we love and appreciate you. We hope that you guys have a fabulous night. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for ignoring the trolls and just vibing and bringing out that good energy, because again, what you give me is what I'm going to give in return, right? And I'm so glad you guys were giving me that good juju, because it was great tonight. I had a great time. I will be live, I don't think tomorrow, possibly Thursday. I don't know. I'll check my schedule.
I believe it's
the 4th. So yeah. Chelsea will be live tomorrow, and then I will be live on the 4th. So, hi, Lise. Oh, what did Lisa say? Well, what did Olivia say? Where did Olivia go? Did you see any comments? Oh, did I miss it? Olivia, that's the exact energy, my love, that I am literally in. I literally said that to Matt. I'm like, I'm never gonna like change people's minds or opinions about me. And I'm like, you know what? If they want to think X, Y, and Z about me, guess what? They can. And I've kind of like been like working on that, like even just the past few months, right?
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, the last week and a half was like a really nice hard reset. Do you guys ever have those moments, those aha moments where you just like, everything clicks and you're like, this is it. That was me this week. Like, I think you guys could tell, like, just from my posting and stuff and, like, my cooking, that I was just living my best zen. And, like, I had the aha moment where I was just like, you know what? I'm good. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm good. And I'm going to just focus on the things that I can control. And I'm going to, like I said to you guys, I'm going to do more things that bring me joy this year. I'm going to spend less time on people who don't spend any time on me. I'm gonna give the energy that somebody gives me right back. If somebody isn't the type of person that's gonna be calling me all the time to talk, I'm not gonna do the same back. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
I'm gonna give that same energy, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that might just be a really nice place to be. You know?
Yeah.
We'll try it out for 2024. If it sucks, it sucks. I mean, you got another year. But I have a feeling it's going to be great.
2025, it's right around the corner.
It is, literally, though. 2023 flew by. Thank freaking Jesus. But
we're going to kiss that one goodbye.
Exactly, Lisa. Exactly. Thank you. That's a good way to put it. Like, don't let them steal your joy. You're in control of that. You are in control of your joy, right? And how exhausting is it hating someone?
Do you know, so over here in the back of my head, because we haven't paid them any attention tonight, right? Like, I think to myself, when this live ends, are they like, do they jump like right on? What?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
when this live ends, Matt and I will go and lay on the couch and finish the last episode of The Crown and move on with our lives.
I'm going to eat a chocolate chip cookie.
And we're just going to move on with our lives. We're not going to talk about it or anything. I'm going to post the items. We're going to be multitasking, working.
I'm going to work.
But these people, but that's what I'm saying. It takes so much energy to not like someone or to hate someone. And I know because there have been people that I did not like, you know what I mean, years ago. And I knew that it took a lot of energy. It takes so much more energy to hate someone than to like them or to just ignore them, right? And so I don't want to live like that. I don't want and I don't want to match that energy up here, right? I want to kind of just be here where I'm comfortable, where I'm happy. Are there times where you're going to get elevated? Yeah. If you get into a car accident, it's not your fault. Of course you're going to get upset, right? But there are things that you can control that are very silly, like exactly what Lisa said, who the hell cares, and Olivia, like what other people are saying or thinking about you, yada yada. And it's like, I don't want to match that energy. I don't want to live up here anymore. I want to live in my comfortable zone. Our therapist put it this way. There's like this scale, like picture an imaginary scale from like 1 to 10, right? 10 being flooded. Pam Webster, when I started therapy, I'm living at a 10 all the time.
All the time.
And then when you go over that flooded limit, that's when you're considered flooded. Like you are stressed, you're yelling, you're scurrying, you're, doing all the things. He said it would be great for me to get myself down to like an 8 or a 7. He said, I know it's like definitely elevated. Most people live at a 2, 3, right? But he said that's better than being at that 10. And I feel like the past few months with his help and Matt's help and obviously the kids and everybody kind of doing everything together, it's gotten me to like that 8, 7. I've kind of been living there. But I feel like the past week and a half kind of dropped me down to like a 5, 6. And like, I'm good. There are still times where I might get upset over things like, when I'm stressed about work or something, right? But between that 5 to 8 is that like no care land about that control of those emotions that I have definitely gained. So now that I'm at the 5, I'm good. And I'm hoping that eventually I keep just going down this ladder so that when I am flooded, it's the time when I get into, if God forbid, I get into a car accident or something out of the complete ordinary happens that somebody, freaks out about. I don't know, a baseball goes through the window. You know what I mean? Like, not just living at that elevated state. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to match that elevated energy because it's exhausting. And I'm exhausted enough. I work enough. I take care of the kids. I, help Matt, vice versa. He's exhausted doing the same things. I cook, Matt cooks, he does laundry, I help. You know what I mean? We're already doing a lot here. I don't need to do anything more. And if controlling my emotions takes a little bit more energy, but teaches me to go down that ladder a little bit, then I think we're going to do great. Yeah. And we are doing great.
I think we're doing amazing.
And speaking of which, we need to call our therapist because we missed our last appointment with him. Our last 2 appointments. Oh, okay. Did you apologize?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
I've been texting with him. He said whenever we're ready, just let
we missed our last 2 appointments with him. Yeah. So, next week I'm in Miami. So the following week, maybe schedule an appointment with him. But I'm just gonna, you know what I mean? I'm just gonna, yes, it's 2023 energy. It's 2024, and I'm going to leave that 2023 behavior and energy back in 2023. And I'm going to be chill, and I'm going to be zen, and I'm going to be happy, and I'm going to live my life, and I'm going to make my tomato sauce however the fuck I want to make it. Right. Because you want to know why? Who's eating it? Who's eating it? Me, my children, Matt, and Miss Caitlin.
And I'm going to blow up my fucking mattress every night.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, who's sleeping on it other than Matt? Me. So there's no point in being like, all upset over what somebody says or somebody does, because the only person it really matters to is me, him, and the people who are directly involved in it. There's no sense in being like, oh my God, I can't believe they said this and that, because it doesn't matter.
Oh my God, they talked about my air mattress.
You should be honored.
I love my air mattress.
Katie, thank you. It's so funny because a few months ago when we moved into this house, a lot of you, like after a month, were like, you seem like way chiller. And I feel like, I think you guys have noticed, we moved in September into this house. Obviously, we told nobody. But I feel like in October, you guys really started to notice. And by November, y'all were like, you are definitely like way more calm and zen in this house. And we were like, yep. And I think it's a combination of, therapy, being in this house, then being debt free, and just getting control of our emotions and, getting into a little more of a routine here. Yeah. Being home a little bit more frequently. I know it doesn't seem like we're home more frequently, but it is more frequently for me at least. I got a whole 3-week chunk at home, which never happens. But this year is going to be my year. It's going to be my year. I feel it. Last year was not that great. July, you guys saw me really, really struggle mentally. And somewhere in the middle, there was also another shitstorm that happened. And I was able to like control my emotions a little bit better than I was in July, just because of the therapy that we had been, you know, me and him have been going through, both individually and together. And I just feel like this is my year. I can feel it.
Yeah.
I'm zen, I'm chill. I know what I want out of my life. You know what I mean? I know what I want out of our family, out of our marriage, out of our friendships, out of
I
everything.
think that's important to know that.
Yeah, and I think
I feel like we both do.
we both came to like just, I don't want to say realizations, but like we both just came to this calmness together about the future, what we should do, what we shouldn't be doing, what we can do, what we can't do. You know what I mean?
What we can control, what we can't control.
And part of it was like when we were like, you know what? We're going to move, we're going to live smaller, and we are going to sell everything so that we can live debt free and chill.
I think that's literally been like the saving, like literally that's been.
Like on a Saturday,
You know.
if I'm like, sales have been bad this week, but it's 78 degrees outside. Old Pam would have been like, I gotta
live.
work. I gotta go live.
Yeah.
New Pam, I'm going to the freaking beach.
Yep.
I'm going to the beach. You know?
Yeah.
That's it. It's as simple as that. And now you have to think how much stress that's involved in that, because making that decision isn't easy, obviously. But being so confident in the decision that I'm in now, like, you know, doing that is great. It took a lot of work to get there. A lot of work to get there. I think giving yourself grace, Brianna, is one of the most beautiful gifts that you can give to yourself. In July, when everything happened and I was really struggling, one of the things that I didn't give myself was grace.
Yeah.
And the second time around, whenever the other shitstorm happened in August, whenever it was, I don't know, I gave myself a little more grace that time, because I feel like I was at a point where I was like, you know what? I didn't die last time. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be stressed out. Give yourself that proper amount of time to do it. Don't feel bad about it. Don't try and do everything through it. Give yourself the time. It'll shorten the time that you need for quote unquote recovery. Because when I was suffering in July, it was all, I took basically the whole month off, and I cried every day. I mean, I'm sure you guys saw it. I posted it. I was public about it. But y'all didn't even know anything happened in August. You didn't even know. And it was because I allowed myself a whole weekend, and I wasn't live, but that was because I'm never really live on the weekends. I allowed myself an entire weekend to just like cry my eyes out, tell myself to get over it, do things that I like to do, and then slowly eased my way back in. I leaned on the girls. I told Chelsea, hey, if you can go live an extra day this week so I can take the extra day. I allowed myself that time. And I think that that is so huge. It's not an easy decision. It's not easy to give yourself grace. It sounds very easy. It's not. But once you do it, it's very freeing. You know what I mean?
It is.
Because what could have taken a month of me crying again, like the last time when I was trying to force myself back into work, only took like a week. You know? So I think that's important. I am definitely much more mentally, I don't want to say sane, because I'm not a sane person by any means.
You've never been a sane person.
Never, like ever. But like, just mentally calm. You know when you have like a million
Zen
things.
is the perfect word.
You
I
know, you have
really
a
do,
million
you know?
things swirling through your mind. Like picture the Tasmanian devil running through your mind. That's how my mind was, like literally in July, right? And now it's like, I feel like now it's just like a janitor just sweeping up papers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, as opposed to just like this constant like swirl, I feel like it's just janitor just sweeping up papers slowly. And then that way, like, it's allowing me to still, like, you know, have my moments, but without feeling overwhelmed and drowning and flooded all the time. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It allows me to get to a 10 and then bring it back down to a 5 within 5 minutes.
Quicker, yeah.
So I'm also like a huge advocate for, you know, therapy, obviously. It's given Matt and I both a lot of tools
Yeah.
to
Oh.
handle ourselves, handle each
Yeah.
other. Like,
I've learned so much.
it's just so nice that like I can have my meltdown now and I can freak out, and he knows.
I think that's one of my biggest improvements.
He knows whether it's
Yeah.
it's actually him related or it's Pam's got a lot of shit going
Yeah.
on. I need to give her 5 minutes and not bother her, but I should still check in just to make sure she doesn't need me.
Right.
Because before he would just panic and be like, oh my God, it's me.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking do anything. And then he would just not check in. Then I'd
Yeah.
feel abandoned. And then it would turn into this whole thing, right? But now it's like, it's nice because, and the same thing goes with him. If he's having a bad day and I'm like, dude, is there a problem today? Because like you have an attitude.
Yeah.
If he answers short, I'm gonna be like, you know what? He's just processing his own shit. And I don't think it's me anymore. It's not like, oh my
Yeah.
God, well, he's just giving me an attitude
Yeah.
to give me a fucking attitude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they've really kind of, he's given
I
us
think
a
it's-
lot
yeah,
of the
Yeah, the
tools.
tools needed, like, because shit that you don't realize you used to do was like a big problem.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, until you hear that, I know it sucks because it's like, I could tell you something until I'm blue in the face. You could tell me something until I'm blue in the face, and we're like, yeah, whatever. And then we hear it from that third party, and we're like,
And
in
unbiased.
an unbiased third party
Yeah.
in a different delivery,
Right.
And it's like, wow, that's exactly what the problem. That's exactly, you know what I mean? Like,
He's like, do you do that? And we're like, yeah.
yeah,
And he's like, well,
Yeah.
this is how it can be perceived, or this is how it could be taken, or this is da-da-da-da. And you're like, oh. You know? So I'm a huge therapy advocate. We love our therapist. If you would like a therapist and you are local to us, he does do
he does
virtually. He does go.
Anywhere, yeah.
He does do virtually, but I will not be answering you if I don't know who you are and telling you who my therapist is, because people are creepy in the world. But if I know you and I know you're not, and I know you're a decent human, you need a therapist, reach out. I will happily give you his name because I think he's great. He does individual therapy. He does marriage, couples.
yep. Kid, no, he doesn't do much kids.
He doesn't do a lot of kids, no. But he's great. We
Yeah.
love him. 10 out of 10, recommend him. Brianna, I completely agree. And I'm not saying that to obviously be a negative Nancy. I just think it's nice to have somebody else to talk to,
Yeah.
an added person. It doesn't hurt, right? If you don't like it, then you don't like it,
Yeah.
you know? Our first therapist that we had from not him, before him, was just kind of like a sound off type of
Yeah.
situation. She really didn't do much for us, but it was nice to just
Yeah.
talk and get it out.
Yeah.
You know?
She
I feel like
provided
she
us
was like a good
tools.
like prequel to our current
Yeah.
therapist.
And what's funny is like, and I'm telling you, like, this, like, I am guilty of this 100%. Like, judging a book by its cover. You know, like, when we walked in there, I said, oh, how's this gonna go? You know? And it's like, he's the best thing that.
He's the best. And it's so
Literally.
funny because I'm not saying this to be like, I'm perfect, because Lord knows I'm not. But it's so funny that within the first 10 minutes of our conversation, he picked up on my previous degree, because he's like, oh, you're using the blah, blah, blah method. And I'm like, yep. He's like, are you a therapist? And I'm like, nope. And he's like, did you go to school for that? I'm like, yep. Like within 10 minutes, he picked up on it. Because there's some things that you learn if you're a psych major, you know, like the way you're supposed to speak when you're in an argument. I feel this, right? You're not supposed to target the person and be like, well, you're being a dick. I feel like you are, I feel like, you know, I feel ignored. I feel this, you know what I mean? I feel hurt. I feel, you know, whatever. I feel hurt because of things that you have said, whatever it might be. But like, you know, that's the way I typically approach things. And as soon as I started blurting out some of the things, he was like, And if you guys, again, studied psych, your worst patients are the people who studied psychology, okay? The worst, because we are not only nitpicking the situation, we're nitpicking ourselves, we're nitpicking the therapist, we're nitpicking the everything. So it speaks volumes because he knew automatically. So he knew how to handle me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not an easy person to handle just in general, right? And so I don't know. I just love him. We could talk hours about him.
Right.
He's great. We adore him. Also, when we did our retreat, he has a dog. It's at his house.
He does.
But he has a dog, and she comes in the room and sits with you.
Yeah,
She's
it's
so freaking
the
sweet.
best.
And it was so nice because there would be times where I was crying or whatever,
Yeah.
and she'd be on my lap and I'm like, it's just so calming. I love a good
Yeah.
dog. She was so sweet. So he has a little doggy too. But all right, guys, I gotta post this jewelry. I gotta post the last 70% off coupon. If you're curious, the entire blowout tab is 70% off. I don't offer any discounts higher than 70%. I rarely do 70%. 70% is usually saved for the end of the year just to blow out kind of whatever is in there, especially with spring coming. So if you want to take advantage of that code, it's SALE70, all caps, SALE 70. And it's in the blowout tab. There's 700 items in there. Take advantage of that. The coupon code ends tomorrow at 11:30. And then that's it. There probably won't be another coupon code for a hot minute.
See what Jennifer said?
Jennifer, it was
was the
literally the best for us.
It was the best.
And we love dogs, so it was very comforting. Listen, if you are not a dog person, I'm gonna be suspect of you, okay? That's it, plain and simple. I get cats. Cats are selection. You know,
Yeah.
cats can be iffy. I love cats, but I know that cats don't love everybody. I get that. So
Right.
some people might be like, ugh, cat.
Except our cat.
Because cats can be rude. Our cat is chill AF. But
loves everybody.
there's a lot of cats who are rude. So I get it. If you're scared of dogs, that's one thing. But if you're just like flat out, I don't like dogs. Ugh. I'm suspect of you.
You know who would be suspect of you?
You know what?
Great.
No. You know, I should have knew from the start who didn't like the dogs. Don't say it.
Oh.
I should have knew.
No.
That should have told me everything.
Yeah.
Somebody who we know didn't like the dogs. Every time that person was around the dogs, they were like, and I'm like, I should have freaking knew.
Shoulda knew.
They ended up being not nice. I should have knew. Do you know if there's any 2X stuff? His 2X stuff. So guys, I have a pro tip. Go in the blowout tab, okay? And you can sort by your size. So if you click the blowout tab, you're gonna click filter, pro tip. You're gonna go to in stock and then click your size. So we're looking for 2XL. So I'm gonna click 2XL. And then you're gonna click the back button.